2020 has been a great year for hip-hop. So many amazing artists have dropped albums this year. This is a list of my favorite albums released this year. It's a top 10. Disclaimer, this is just my opinion, so this list won't be the same as yours. Keep that in mind and let's get straight to the list. The fact that Eminem can still make albums like this one 20 years plus into his career is mind-blowing to me. Music to Be Murdered By is the 10th studio album of the highest selling rapper of all time, Eminem. I rate this album 8 out of 10 and it's his 10th album. That shows his longevity. It has everything. The features, production and rapping are all solid. From hits like Godzilla, old school songs like Yeah Yeah and I Will, to emotional songs like Stepdad and Leaving Heaven, and vibe songs like No Regret and Lock It Up, this album has it all. The Allegory is Royce the 5'9's 8th album in his career. Released in early 2020, it had already secured a spot on this list, and rightfully so. This album has 22 tracks which are produced almost entirely by Royce himself. Royce showcases his high level of lyricism throughout the album. This album has solid features like King Crooked, Conway and Benny the Butcher as well as T.I. This album is proof that Royce is only getting better with time. I already knew Joyner Lucas could rap well before this album released, and I liked ADHD a lot, but Joyner blew me away with this project. He goes off on every song and the concept is executed perfectly. Joyner balances lyricism and replay value perfectly on this album. Joyner has set an extremely high bar for his future project and I'm really looking forward to that now. The rap veteran Black Thought's latest album was released in October of this year and it was nothing but straight fire. Black Thought showed that even after 25 years into his career, he can still hang with the best of today. This is Conway's debut studio album and it's all I expected it to be. Grimy beats, songs about struggle and a come up, and some great rap music. Conway, Benny and Westside Gunn have released an album this year and Conway has had my favorite out of the three members of Griselda. N9NE is one of the most consistent and most frequently dropping artists and he has maintained a extremely high lyrical standard on all his projects throughout his career. This one is no different. What I like the most about Tech is that he shows love to great artists no matter how famous they are. Look at this album. It features Lex Bratcher, Screwface John and Landon Fire, who are young YouTube rappers, and they are all amazing in my opinion, and Tech featured them and I really like that. Outside of that, this album is really dope. Tech has some insane flows and his rhyme schemes are always on point. 9 out of 10 album for me. Nas released King's Disease this year, which is his 13th studio album. Now, classics like It Was Written and Illmatic can't be topped, but this is my 5th favorite Nas album. Nas showcases his unreal storytelling skills throughout this album on tracks like Car 85. Nas's music has also evolved with time, and that is a great sign, especially for an artist that debuted in the early 90s. Polo G released his 2nd studio album this year and it feels like a trap/hip-hop album. Nothing bad about that, but nonetheless Polo G shows us that he can rap well and create good music both at once. This album has great songs like 21, 33 and Wishing for a Hero. This album was the first time I heard Polo G and I became a fan instantly. Logic released his last studio album this year and it lived up to all his fans' expectations. He teamed up with Six and No ID to create this amazing album. No doubt new music from Logic will be missed by his fans, but he ended his career on a high note with this amazing album. Burden of Proof is the latest album by Benny the Butcher and it is produced by Hit Boy, and by the way, Hit Boy has been on fire this year. This album was great, from production to features to the rapping. My favorite song on the album is Timeless. Lil Wayne has an amazing verse on that. All in all, this album is an amazing album and I expected nothing less from Benny. And yeah guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.